Okay, call to order the regular board meeting of Commissioners of the Batavia Park District at 7:02. Please call the roll.
Larson.
Here.
Bell.
Here.
Tillman.
Here.
Gray. Callahan.
Great. Please stand for the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Items to be added, removed, or changed from today's agenda.
There are none.
Lovely. That takes us to the consent agenda. Entertain a motion to establish the consent agenda approval, which consists of the approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting of August 15th, 2023, the approval of minutes of the executive session from August 15th, 2023, approval of the paid expenditures, the expense approval report, investment summary, income statement, and purchases, as well as the review of the Windmill City Festival financial summary.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Bell, second by Lawson. Please call the roll.
Bell.
What's the answer for this?
Aye.
Larson.
Unless you oppose, then you
I don't oppose, I agree, aye. Is our meeting second?
Yeah.
Gary Tillman.
Aye. Motion carried. Now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as established.
You may either say
Motion.
aye or nay.
Oh,
Well, you have to say the motion and then somebody has to second.
motion, aye.
Nope.
Second.
There you go.
Motion to approve.
Motion.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
The professors aren't here today.
The consent agenda is approved. Takes us to item number 6, guest matters from the public. Please step forward and state your name. That's not your name.
Good evening. My name is Britta McKenna, and I'm proud to lead the Batavia Parks Foundation and Batavia Peace Day. The 2023 Batavia Peace Day is coming up this Thursday, September 21st, from 4 o'clock to 7:30 at the Riverwalk South Plaza and Peace Bridge. The 2023 Batavia Peace Day is organized by our Peace team of community volunteers and representatives, including the Batavia Park District reps, Carolyn and Katie, and supported too by the Parks crew. The United Nations established September 21st as the International Day of Peace in 1981. This year, the theme is Actions for Peace, Our Ambition for the Global Goals. Batavia Peace Day is presented by the Batavia Parks Foundation and the Rotary Club of Batavia. Our community sponsors include the Batavia Park District, Drendel and Jansen's Law Group, and Kiss the Sky. Thursday's schedule kicks off with 2 inner peace activities, new this year, 4 o'clock p.m. Find your inner peace with free peaceful yoga and sound healing with Jenny Burgle on the East River Walk stage. Bring your own yoga mat or blanket and check in at the information tent between 3:30 and 4 p.m. on the South Plaza. Also starting at 4 o'clock, use your smartphone to take the inner peace walk around the Riverwalk with our QR code graphics developed by Behati Hart to guide you. At 5 o'clock, the celebration opens with MC Craig Foltes and community members reading What Peace Means to Me. Activity tables are also open at 5, including the following: tie-dye t-shirt, or you can bring one from home, or purchase one from us, or a bandana with Water Street Studios volunteers. Make a Peace Day button with the Batavia United Way. Paint a peace rock with the Batavia Women's Club, and get information from the Batavia League of Women Voters, and don't forget to decorate your luminaria with Peace Day volunteers. You can purchase Peace Day merchandise from the Batavia Parks Foundation. Bring cash for tips, because items are free, but the nonprofits would appreciate your cash tips, so bring along that money. 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 is filled with instrumental piece featuring Ryan Carney on his cello. At 6:30, we'll get dancing with the Batavia Academy of Dance, and Dance is Universal, featuring sample dances from all over the world. Our final act begins at 7, where the community can join in song, led by Craig Foltos and Sammy King at our Peace Day Community Sing-Along with familiar peace tunes as we enjoy the glow of the luminaria across the Peace Bridge. And the luminaria will stay lit, they're electric candles, don't worry, until the morning, and our volunteers will come pick them up first thing Friday. Peace Day guests may want to bring along a chair to assure seating and should check in at the information tent to scan the QR code for the songbook or pick up a paper copy if needed. Peace Day t-shirts and stickers are for sale at the information and merchandise tent with all proceeds benefiting Peace Day. If you're looking to grab a bite to eat, Pal Joy's will be serving up a piece of pizza. Get a bag of popcorn from Talitha at the Popcorn Depot or carry out from any of your favorite Batavia restaurants. Thank you for your time and attention, and at this time, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Thank you very much.
Peace out.
Well done. Thank you for that. That takes us, well, any other people in the audience that want to come forward one at a time? Okay. The camera doesn't know that there's 50 people. Keep it down, please. Item 7, matters from the commissioners. Anything? I will say, after reading the Windmill City Fest financial summary, awesome job once again. Well done to everybody. Very proud of that event every year. So, awesome. I'm sure that next year will be even better. So, awesome. Item number 8, correspondence. Pretty cool letter from the Park District Risk Management Agency, right? Congratulating the Batavia Park District on meeting the second metric deadline of the 2023 Risk Management Review and receiving a $500 financial incentive check.
And I would like to give props to our co-chairs of the safety committee, Lynn Borman and Josh Wyant.
Awesome.
So they lead the charge for the safety committee.
And this is the second of 3 possible, right?
Yes.
So
Yep.
I know we're going to get that last one, so it's going to be awesome. Item number 9, we are flying. We're going to be out of here in like 4 minutes. Item number 9.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, right? Announcements.
All righty. Good evening, Batavia. Are you ready to have fun? If you are looking for something to do this weekend, in response to high demand, the district has released more tickets to the annual Pints by the Pond event this Saturday, September 23rd, on the Riverwalk in downtown Batavia. Purchase tickets at bataviaparks.org before they sell out again. Grab a paddle and enjoy the depot pond this weekend as well. This is the final weekend for kayak and paddle boat rentals. Paddle in the pond from 1 to 6 p.m. Rentals begin at $13 for a 30-minute rental. Take a blast through the past and experience the tall, long, wild, and coiffed hairstyles of Batavians past and present at the Batavia Depot Museum's fall exhibit. The museum's hours are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 2 to 4 p.m., and Saturdays and Sundays, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And as always, the museum is free. Save the date for the upcoming Worldwide Day of Play on Saturday, September 30th. The Batavia Depot Museum's free Day of Play event features special activities throughout the museum, including an artifact, touch and play, a photo booth, free activity book, and much more. Children and families are invited to participate in the event by visiting the museum during the open hours of 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. that Saturday. Are you screaming for spooky Batavia fun? Tickets are on sale now for A Nightmare at West Main's Haunted Trail on October 13th and October 20th. For more information, visit bataviaparks.org. And for one final fright, cemetery tours are back. Join museum staff and volunteers for an engaging and enlightening historical trip through West Side Cemetery. Tickets for this popular event go quickly, so purchase yours online at the Batavia Park District's website. Thank you for listening. Get your first knowledge and great Park District events and activities by following Batavia Parks on social media. And as always, have fun, stay safe, and play your way.
Awesome. So, we didn't have announcements during the pandemic era. I am so glad they're back. Because that enthusiasm just, man.
I didn't know I could be enthusiastic.
No, that was fantastic. I am so glad we have
And Brittany
announcements.
put a quarter in her. I mean,
Yeah, right. Cranked her up in the back. Yeah. That was fantastic. Thank you very much. Staff reports.
All right, Director of Finance, Brent Strumpf, you gotta follow that up.
Yeah, right.
Energy.
That's tough. Us finance people aren't very known. We don't too much for our numbers. That's great. So Executive Director DML and myself have started meeting with the departments for the budget. And those meetings have been progressing very well, and we've had quite a few productive conversations. So we're looking forward to presenting the budget at a future board meeting. The property tax exemption application was submitted and approved for the future Callahan Community Center. And lastly, we are going to be recommending a award of contract for credit card processing services, hopefully at the October board meeting. So our credit card fees have seen a steep increase this year. So we're looking at potentially changing vendors, lowering that cost a little bit, and hopefully improving our customer service as well.
I have to give Brent props, that was a lot of energy.
Or just real quick, maybe this was in something I didn't read. Did the credit card fees get absorbed by the park district or by the person using the card?
No, so the park district.
Absorbs the cost, okay.
Whoever the.
And you're not doing that like at 3% if you're using the credit
No.
card? Okay. That's nice of us.
Well, whoever the vendor is to use that service and
Yeah.
use that network, they pay.
A lot of times it passes through to the.
Only if they raise the prices.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, just
it's a
curious.
good thing we don't.
Yep, that's a good thing to do that, so.
And I will be sending a doodle poll to the park boards to gauge your availability for the CDP retreat, the Capital Development Plan retreat, in addition to the budget workshop, where you'll get a chance to look at the operating budget for next year. That's what we're currently digging
It's
into.
either budgets or audits, or,
One or the other.
yeah, one or the other.
Back to back to back to back.
Yep, and our goal is to get those meetings accomplished in the month of October, if not really early November, because baby Strunk is on the way
Oh,
December 1st. So.
okay.
Director of Facilities and Trades,
Yeah,
Jeff.
so Park District staff met with Upland Design for our kickoff meeting for Clark Island Master Plan, which we're very excited for. We received the Oslo grant this year, finally, which was a great process, and we're very excited to kick that off. So the tentative schedule is to bid in December, award in February, with the construction happening beginning of spring. So we're all looking forward to that. As a reminder, it's a fully renovated skate park, fitness court, pump track, some fishing outcrops, just a general overhaul of the area. So we're very looking forward to that. So if you haven't looked, take a look at the Civic Center gym on your way out. We refinished the floor. It looks amazing, very shiny. So like I said, the plan is to do that every 3 years and keep up with the maintenance center. So.
Yeah, there's a picture in here.
Yeah, it's not-
Yeah,
It's
turned out-
fantastic.
Turned out great.
Yeah.
Turned out great. It's a process, it's a little stinky, but it was about 6 days of pure time. But, the actual work takes about half of it.
You
So,
say you do that every 3 years?
yeah, that's the plan, yeah. So, that's all right.
I have to give credit to Josh because Josh taking over this role, he really has done a great job with staying up on the replacement schedules and the resurfacing schedules for parking lots and for flooring, so.
Yeah, it shows.
Work for longevity.
Yeah, it definitely shows because the floor looks fantastic, so, yeah.
And the East Side Center parking lot.
Yeah.
He said something about that too. That was our first, go at the asphalt assessment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
And that was Kim too. All right, speaking of Kim, Director of Parks, let's have it.
Sure. I'm happy to announce that the security cameras camera at West Main Community Park was installed on August 28th, so hoping that makes a pretty big difference in our issues that we've been having out there. I have not heard anything yet, but I'm hoping, I guess, that I don't hear anything for the next few months. So happy with that, thanks to King County Sheriff's Department. And then been working on a project with Kate Garrett at the museum, Depot Museum, with the Depot Museum History Garden that she's gonna be putting in, and doing some interpretive signage at where the Victory Garden used to be. So the plantings, we've created a list. It's going to be a list of historic plants that were commonly used in Batavia in the past couple hundred years. And they should be installed by the end of September. And hopefully by the end of last week of September, beginning of October. So looking forward to that, what that looks like. And that's it.
I have two questions. Maybe this is one for Brett, but the water bottle refilling station that's being postponed, how does that work? Does that money come back in and we have to budget for it again next year, or does it carry over?
If we don't,
Because we're saying we're going to do it next year, right? We're postponing installing this until there's bathroom renovations being done. So we had budgeted and approved to do it this year. What happens? Do we have to include it in the budget that's coming up and do it next year, or does that come back into this year's budget and then carry that over? How does it work?
yeah, so we will re-budget for that
Okay.
in next year's budget. Since
Okay.
we're not spending it this year, those funds that we had budgeted to pay for that would still be available
Right.
essentially for next year.
Okay.
But we would have to be sure to budget for it again next
I
year.
was just wondering that because, it happens, right? I mean,
Right.
we do stuff like that, and I've never really, a lot of times we postpone it in the same fiscal year,
Right.
but this one's carrying over, so I just wanted to make sure. And the second thing was, so, the helpful hints, which I love. I was fitting to put my winterizer seed down, my winterizer fertilizer down this weekend, but should I seed first and then wait and then put that down? Or
You
wait?
should seed.
And then put winterizer down like in 3 or 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Thank you. So the tip was to put your seed down. So, I'm like, I'm all over this.
Yeah, now is the perfect time for seed.
Yeah.
I'll email you with my questions.
Okay.
Oh, I have no shame in that. I got the expert right in front of me.
And I do want to mention too that if we were to purchase the water bottle refiller this year, we could purchase it and store it,
Right.
and then still just delay.
But it would still be the same
Delay the
process.
installation next
Whatever money is left over, we'd have to budget to
I'm
install
sure we
it
have
next
plenty of
year.
extra storage.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have room to store it.
Yeah, actually, we do have room to
Okay.
store it. So we
Would
could
it be
purchase
cheaper to
this
buy it
year.
now?
We could purchase it this year,
About
store
that,
it,
yeah.
and then just install next year,
Yeah.
since we have a budget for this year.
Yeah, we might not be
Spend
able
now,
to think
budget
about
less
that.
for next year.
Yeah.
It's been the theme for our budget meetings.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, prices, you never know.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not gonna go down.
Nope.
Here it does.
Great,
Cool.
thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
All right, next up, Joan Lees, Director of Talent and Culture, Lynn.
All right, so active shooter training was conducted by Batavia Police Department. Came out and did it free of charge for our New Horizons staff, as well as the front office and safety committee. And then we did a train the trainer for the rest of the staff, just with the 3 key points. And that was back on August 29th. And you already talked about how we got the $500 from Dermot. We're working on the
Sorry.
next one,
Where's
so
it
it's Strips and Falls.
Awesome.
So Josh and I will be working with staff to go around and do the tours to make sure that we have all those areas conducive to getting that incentive, as well as making sure certain staff gets trained on key points like OSHA training, where you have to sign up for those things. So we're excited about that. And finally, just to follow up, working closely with the recreational staff to get more staff for the kids club. We have a wait list. We have a lot of parents that are really excited about joining the kids club before and after care, so we're working really hard and vigorously to get those staff.
What do you think is your big roadblock to not getting on staff?
they're difficult hours.
Yeah.
So you're looking for a part-timer to come in at
In
6:30 in
hours.
short hours, so it's like a broken day.
Right.
So you have to get someone that's willing to be here at 6:30 in the morning and leave at 8:45
then
and come back in the afternoon. So it's hard to fill those because you can't really just focus on high schoolers
Yeah.
because they can't get here beforehand. And then we need somebody of a certain age to be, because the ratio for children to adult has to be a certain ratio for safety protocol, as well as the afternoon. A lot of kids are in sports and extracurricular activities. So we have been really successful, I feel like, in the last couple of weeks. It's just, we have to go through the whole pre-screening process.
Right.
We're really vigorous about that. It's
Yeah.
background checks now. I mean, we just have to make sure all that's tight before we can actually do an offer,
For sure.
because it's just safety of children. for
What kind of,
themselves.
I would say, my son has been part of Kids Club previously in the past, when it was only at Hooverwood and they didn't have it at all schools.
All
So,
six.
yeah, but I would say, is there like a motivation to, I would say that's more of like a retired grandmother type age, grandpa, like that. I would say that would be, his grandmother probably would be interested, where someone who could get up early and doesn't have or young kids that they take care of in the morning, because the teenagers might be the wrong demographic.
So
I might
in the
think.
morning, that's definitely what it is. We even have a daughter-mother team.
Right,
that
that's
are
what I was
working
gonna say,
now.
if someone has kids
Then
working
since
in
it
it.
was the board approved, a higher rate of pay for the morning staff
Yes.
before you joined on, and
Yeah.
that's been a really great incentive to get people in, because you're asking people to come in the morning.
Yeah, and only for a couple of hours.
Right. We've had a couple of retired teachers that have done it. We've had,
College students who come before they go to class.
Right.
Yeah.
so we've worked with like AU and Northern. I mean, we definitely have our feelers out there. It's just a matter of getting someone,
Right, I get it.
you know,
No.
just working. I mean, it's fully staffed right now. Right now, we're doing it for the overflow.
Yeah, just to
Because we
get as
have
many
people
more-
on the wait list, off the wait list.
Yeah.
And
Wow,
there's more
people-
demand than even
That it's ever been.
pre-COVID.
Yeah, everyone's back to work now.
Kids Club.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good problem to have, but
Yeah.
the problem is that there's a wait list, and there are parents that are watching right now that are eagerly waiting for that phone call from us to say, I've got a second classroom, which also means a second rental fee from a school district,
Right.
and then additional staff to meet that ratio.
With the way our schools' hours work, with the elementary school kids are the ones who need it, right? And their hours means you need it before and after. If they started the day sooner, they might just need after, right? But they don't do that. The kids who start earlier, the high school kids, who don't need any care.
Right. And we do
that's
get it
just
where
a school
people
district
prefer a
criteria.
certain time preference, like they just want to work the after-school hours, and then we're short.
And then we're,
So-
I get it, yeah.
It's an art and a science, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
I will say that I absolutely hate the fact that we need active shooter training,
Yeah.
but thank you very much to the Batavia Police Department for helping us out with that, but, because it's necessary, so, kudos to them.
You're a phenomenal partner.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Lynn. All right, Director of Community Recreation, Brittany.
Awesome. I wanted to highlight some of our new program offerings that have been popular. Ninja Warrior classes that we started recently. We're taking some of our active adults to a trip to the Miller Brewery in Milwaukee. We're doing mysterious walking tours with the depot, and we've had pop-up crystal bowl yoga classes. So some of our new programs. We're busy, the district is, with fall events starting this Thursday with our sold-out s'mores and more. We're looking for volunteers for our Nightmare at West Main on October 13th and 20th, and we still have spots open for our Halloween house decorating contest.
And the board can volunteer if you'd like to get in costume or work the admissions.
Is there anything you need to do to volunteer for it that doesn't mean you have to get
Be
dressed up?
scary.
Yeah.
Admissions?
Yeah, admissions, or we have zone supervisors that kind of just, by a zone, just making sure the kids aren't, running around and doing goofy stuff, yeah.
Oh, that's not good, I can't do that then.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to croak at children when you're out there and tell them to do bad stuff. You have to keep them from doing bad stuff.
Great, thank you, Britt. All right, next up, our Director of Creative Engagement and Creative Development and Community Engagement.
I'll have a couple of more exciting announcements. The Park District is very excited to be participating in the Peace Day event on Thursday. We will have a booth there with crafts and some information and some other fun activities, and we're just very excited to be included in this as a partner with the Batavia Parks Foundation. So if you'd like to know anything about the district, or if you want to pick up some great stickers or have a fun activity, stop by and say hi to us. And then also something that I'm very proud of from our department is that we've been working really hard to increase the amount and type of information and the ways that we're distributing information to the community. We are just starting to rebuild it, and so we are asking everyone who would like to stay informed with the district to sign up for our district's email. We've revamped it. It's now a bi-monthly email that contains all of the updates for programs and activities, and just another way for you to stay engaged and informed with what's happening at the district. And you can sign up by going to the homepage and scrolling all the way down to the bottom, clicking on join our newsletter.
Great job.
All right, any questions? Item number 11, Executive Director's Report.
All right. Handy dandy clicker that works.
Sure about that?
I've got another clicker here, backup, just in case. All right. So we are very eager and excited to present the 2022 annual report. The marketing department has been collaborating with every single department within the district. Now you may wonder, why is it 2022? Well, that's because we just had the auditor present the final report, the audited numbers, back in August, correct?
Couple months.
So August, so, and we did just receive our AFR financial award from the state. And so we had to wait for all of those last key pieces to finalize before we could put together the final report for 2022. So if you're interested, go to bataviaparks.org, click the About Us, go to the Park Board, and you'll see a tab for annual report. So we do believe it's going to be an award-winning publication. It's very insightful. It explains where your taxpayer dollar goes to within our departments, within our spending allocations, and it's also just a great overview for the public to understand our committee structures within the district, our work plan goals, our district departmental goals, and also highlights our publicly elected officials. So you'll want to check it out. And, the clicker. Let's go. All right, so I like before and after pictures for a reason. So last year, staff showed the park board these pictures of Prairie and Lakeland Park, how it looks like we had an earthquake here in Batavia. And so the board helped us prioritize this project to make sure we could do resurfacing. And lo and behold, the after picture looks amazing. Ooh.
I saw that in the packet. I live right by this park, and I have to get over there because my son has been playing tennis on the old ones last year for a long time.
Do they put like a layer of stuff on top? I mean, they seal those cracks first?
Yeah, they crack fill it first and then seal it and then.
Put a layer
Yeah,
in
and then
it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Looks great, like
It's
you
got
have
beautiful.
a floor.
It's like you would think you'd have to tear it all up and redo it with the size of those
Right.
cracks. Those things are half an inch wide.
I checked out the crack filling process and then back when they sealed it and then, it's amazing.
Make sure we're not back there in like a year or two.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, yeah.
Do these colors remind you of anything? Oh.
Is it the Bears?
It is the Bears.
Because you have some
We
reason, you know.
can send the Denver
Yeah.
Broncos too. So,
Or I'll go University of Illinois.
there you go. But
Just a quick reminder, South Mill Creek will
Yes.
be, tennis courts will be.
the same kind of thing.
And Dungar's.
Awesome.
Yep, and so they are aligned for pickleball and tennis.
Mhm.
Perfect.
And so this is the before picture. We don't have an after picture yet because under new business, the board has the opportunity to award a contract to resurface the parking lot of the locker maintenance facility. So to your left, you'll see the 2 storage containers. We used to put barricades in there, event fencing, a lot of odds and ends in there. And they look like old box cars. And we had surplus those at the last park board meeting, so thank you for approving that to surplus. And we did surprisingly, we auctioned them off and over $3,000.
4,375, if I remember it.
It was something over $4,000, it says in here.
And
somebody
the
bought them?
flatbed
Yeah,
semi,
same person bought them.
flatbed semi came and picked both of those storage containers up. And then now you can see what our parking lot looks like. And so we're really excited to get this done, and hopefully we can get it done before the asphalt plants close. We did just receive the permitting information from the city, so we do need to get the permits, the information finalized before we can get to work on this project. But we're hopeful. We're working with some great engineers and Williams Architects, and they're gonna help us try to navigate through the permitting process with the city.
You just stay over 50?
What's that?
Over 50 degrees?
40,
Oh, okay.
40-ish, yeah, so I
So
mean,
we're a little bit better.
it's pretty common for, I think the rule of thumb is Thanksgiving, basically,
Okay.
for asphalt. It doesn't always, hit or miss, but kind of a rule.
So maybe the November board meeting, I'll be able to show you the before and
Right.
after.
There you go, yeah. Let's hope.
So today, just this morning, in fact, you may not recognize, well, I guess it's a lot smaller on my computer than it's up here. So you may not recognize these people. But Josh Wyant and our superintendent of facilities and trades, Jim Redmond, and I visited the actual shop that's creating the Peace on Earth letters. So the aluminum material was really late in coming in, hence why we're not doing the ribbon cutting at the Peace Day Festival. But I would like to ask the park board if you're interested in having the actual ribbon cutting for the Peace on Earth letters and the lighting of the bridge during the Celebration of Lights Festival. Because Santa will be there.
100%,
Yeah.
I want it.
As long as they get the order of the letters right, because those are not in the right order.
Always going here.
I mean, I was like, what is R? I didn't say R.
We'll have to think of an afternoon.
Yeah.
Right?
Are they the same size as the original letters? They're so big.
They are bigger.
They are bigger.
They're a little bit bigger. So
Like percentage-wise, how much bigger? Do we know?
They're thicker,
But they look taller. Are they?
they're same height, they're just
Oh, okay.
thicker, yeah.
thicker, so
Maybe it's some
So
weight
when
around
Craig-
looking at them.
when Craig Fultos designed it in 2008, he literally like hand drew the Peace on Earth letters. So fast forward to 2023, Kluber engineers were working on this, and they put it in a CAD drawing. So they had to pick a font. So because of
Maybe they
this
just look
font,
taller.
everything is a little bit
Yeah.
meatier, a little bit thicker,
Yeah.
but it does give a little bit more style.
I'm fine with the font, I guess that because how I'm usually looking at it from behind when I'm going across it, they just look bigger, not that it's a bad thing, I thought we talked about how they were basically going to become.
Well, it's the whole height of the bridge, right?
Yeah, I guess so, I mean,
It is.
it's
You
perspective,
don't,
right?
yeah, you don't really notice that it's that tall.
And with them being a little bit thicker, we are going to be careful about the spacing, just to make sure there's a little bit of white space in between each letter, so that way the eye doesn't blend it all together.
Right.
Yeah, that's gonna be a, and is that the park district that's doing that, or is that the piece, or the park?
They're gifting it to
So
the park
prior
district.
to you and
Yes.
Sam, prior to you and Sam joining the park board, there was an agreement that the park board approved with the Parks Foundation, where the Parks Foundation would raise the funds for this project, so they raised approximately $50,000. And then to purchase these letters and the lighting, and then it's a donation, they're gonna donate all of it to the park district. And then, so from that point forward, it really becomes.
So then you
ownership
guys
of
decide like the spacing and to try to perfect it,
Yep,
Yeah.
and the lighting.
and the lighting.
We used to do this once a year, we would put them up.
So you know.
Yeah, in November-ish, and somebody goes on Wilson Street Bridge, we communicate on the phone. What do you want? You know, and
Oh, that's
so,
great.
yeah. we-
So once it's up, what are we looking at, with the way the lights have to be set up, all that kind of stuff, what are we looking for as far as regular maintenance on this? Is it the kind of thing you put in your rotation once a year?
It'll be a monthly inspection.
Okay.
Yeah, and just go with the lighting and.
Making sure.
What is that,
Yeah.
heated?
Yeah.
Knock down the bird nests.
Looking at, yeah, it's, there's not gonna be much, they're actually only 8-inch thick.
Oh, okay.
So, and there's support brackets on the backside
Hmm.
for strengthening, so, but yeah, it'll just be going through, making sure things look good, everything looks good, so.
And we've been assured that within all of our lifetime, that we won't have to replace these letters.
Right.
Yeah, do it.
They'll be
And they'll be
powder
power coated or powder coated white.
Mhm.
And then, to Josh's point, where the E is, you can see there's like a beam or behind it.
Stabilizing, yeah.
That'll be stabilizing it, so that'll actually be hand painted the color of the bridge.
Okay, you want to make it look like, right?
Right.
Just
Yeah.
this piece
Blend all
of,
the
but
way.
it just looks exactly, very
Is it
similar.
on, still small?
It's an old town,
Or is
doesn't
it
like to change.
same size?
No,
That's
it's
a great Josh question.
What's that?
Is the on piece on Earth, is that smaller
It
still?
is smaller.
So
It's like-
it's an exact replica then?
Exactly, just everything, the letters are just a little bit wider.
Good.
So, yeah,
And you can
other than
see
that, the
it's-
footprint's gonna be the same.
You can see on.
So it didn't grow in size, so the message is still
Yeah.
gonna be where it is
It's not all of a sudden in Sanskrit or anything.
Yeah,
You put it in cursive, so half the population can't read
it's
it.
not 20 feet longer overall, it's same.
Are the edges very sharp?
Yes.
They are sharp. And they're accessible from standing on the bridge? Like you, a kid
If you
could like
reach
touch?
here, yes.
Yeah.
yes.
It's insured?
Paderma.
Paderma, yeah. But the powder coating will take,
It'll take
Some of that off,
Yeah.
yeah.
so.
So we're really excited. So the celebration of lights.
Yeah. We gotta do something when this thing goes on. I'm disappointed that it's not, but I get the reason why we didn't do the actual peace celebration, which was almost too perfect, right?
Yeah.
I think that it absolutely has to be something the town just like the Riverwalk, the Peace Bridge has become a symbol of Batavia. If there's not some kind of unveiling, I think that's a miss for us.
And we could actually take where the celebration lights, the main stage is, right by the Pike Bond Center, the amphitheater. We could move it temporarily this year to the South Riverwalk Plaza and move the stage there, or have a platform there where Santa can be, and Santa can still light the city's Christmas tree that he lights up every year, and then light up the Peace Center.
So the only thing I would say there is I think that, people love where the Peg Bond thing is, and the funny thing is doing it from the bridge almost loses the whole effect from it, and it's almost like there should be something, you can't really do it from the Wilson Street Bridge, but it's almost like the effect of turning it on needs to not be on the bridge. Does that make sense?
Well,
Where for
He doesn't
viewing,
need,
for,
we don't need to move everything over there.
Yeah.
If we can have the tree lit from over there, then we can have the bridge lit from the original.
yeah, I just think that it should be acknowledged. Maybe it doesn't have to be part, it just should be an acknowledged, and we're also gonna turn the bridge on at the same time, kind of thing. And I think that would be a really good thing, but, making sure that somebody's doing something from the Wilson Street side, not a booth or anything maybe, but, we've gotta get the camera over there.
When we talked about, Katie and I talked about getting Shumway Studios involved, since they did that Peace on Earth video of the initial letters going up one
So,
season.
I was gonna say, we're gonna do a time lapse of the letters, that'd be cool.
Amazing.
Put that on social media or something.
And, it really is a park district ribbon cutting. The Parks Foundation will also be there, a part of it, because they have donors that put a lot of money towards this. So the Parks Foundation wants to be there as well, so it is going to be cohesive, both boards. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's going to be the Park District's letters and our projects. And it's just come a long way from 2008, when Craig Fultos brought the letters to us and said, I want this on that bridge, it's my vision, and then the board adopted that vision. And then in 2013, he came to me and said, I want to light the bridge, and I said, oh, that's metal and electric, let's see how this works. Electric and metal. And then we were able to make
Here's
it
a
work.
bunch of extension cords.
Yeah.
And the city's been a great partner throughout this whole process,
Yeah.
in allowing these things to happen.
And the town adopted it very well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. And then, as we alluded to, this upcoming weekend is the second annual event. We did release some tickets, so as of today, Tuesday night, we have 75 tickets that have been released to the public. So we sold out last year, and so we're anticipating much of the same this year. We have 15 breweries that are participating, and one of them just recently received an award. They were nominated by the Acadian Marketing Department for an IAPD Best of the Best Award, and for Best Partnership, because Energy City Brewery actually donated beer for Windmill City Festival and donated all the beer for Pints by the Pond last year, all from Energy City. So we wanted to acknowledge them, give them credit. Ironically, that's the same IAPD Best of the Best Gala that John Tillman is going to be recognized for 15 years of service to the park board, and Pat with 25.
Cool.
And that is a wrap.
Awesome. Very cool. All right, any questions? Item 12A, second reading and approval of the video surveillance policy. I know that this came through the first reading last meeting. I don't know if anybody sent emails, and there wasn't a lot of, there wasn't really a lot of comments after this. It was, I know I asked questions about the legalities and stuff, but this is basically the same thing that we had last month, right? There wasn't really any revisions.
So actually, there were revisions. I asked
I didn't
summarize the revisions. She just said that the revisions comply with the minimum requirements of FOIA and the Local Records Act without any conflicting language, because we had conflicting language in the original.
Okay.
Inslee deleted the section on the storage, quote unquote, very widely, depending on a number of variables. And then she also made clear that FOIA applies to the video footage, but would not require the park district to maintain copies of the video footage beyond what the Local Records Act requires.
It's hard to tell that stuff was removed or changes when it's just like the actual thing. That's why I didn't really know that those things were taken out.
We were hoping for a highlight.
Well, the first draft has like in red, like when we make changes, it's like in red, but when it's just like this, it's hard to see that. That's okay. That's why I asked the question. I didn't think anything good of it. But those are I remember those from last time. So those are good things to change.
For the future, would you like what we've done before that's successful is do the markup version, the original, and then do the final?
In the final,
okay.
yeah. That way
We can
it'd be,
continue to do
yeah, because it's like then, okay, this was changed or removed, and then you can see the final, just to help an old person's eyes.
Totally understand.
There's been a weekend or two in between the last time I saw this, so I didn't remember. All right, entertain a motion to approve the video surveillance policy as presented.
Motion?
Second.
Motion by Bill, second by Larson. Please call the roll.
Bell.
Aye.
Larson.
Aye.
Tillman.
Aye, motion carries. Awesome. Item 13A, award of the contract for the locker maintenance facility improvements. Is there any sort of presentation on this? Or
No, very
just what
straightforward.
it is?
Yeah.
Cool.
It was all part of the CDP and we budgeted accordingly.
Just in case there was anything else. Entertain a motion to award the contract for the locker maintenance facility improvements to Abbey Paving Company Incorporated for the total amount of $401,000.
Motion?
Second.
Motion by Bell, second by Larson. Any conversation or questions or anything?
Nope. You?
Nope, good. Please call the roll.
Bell.
Aye.
Larson.
Aye.
Tillman.
Aye, motion carries. Awesome. So we can get before and after pictures of that, hopefully this year.
We need those.
We do like them more now.
Yeah, those are nice.
This will be a good one.
Let's see. I have to scroll because this didn't do it right.
Maybe you can get me some more before pictures.
All right, item 13B, award of the contract for design services for the seasonal fun guys series, winter 2024 through fall 2024, with an option to renew for 2 additional annual series. I do get the irony that I'm actually running the meeting for the renewal of the fun guide, which I will support 100% from now on forever. Just so you know. Is there any presentation for this one, or just?
There is none.
Okay. Entertain a motion
You
to.
just did the presentation.
Yeah, right.
I support it forever.
Yeah, I support it forever. Entertain a motion to award a 1-year contract with the option to auto-renew for an additional 2 years 2025 and 2026 for the seasonal fun guide graphic design services as illustrated in the attached specifications to Kern's Design Group for an amount not to exceed $26,591.20.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Larson, second by Bell. Please call the roll.
Larson.
Aye.
Bell.
Aye.
Tillman.
Aye, motion carries.
More award-winning publications are going to be coming.
Right. Now, also, speaking of the fun guide, award to, this is item 13C, to award a bid for the printing of the fun guide series winter 2024 through fall 2024, with an option to renew for 2 additional annual series. So this is the first one we just did was the graphic design. This is actually to award the contract to print everything. So motion to award a 1-year contract with the option to auto-renew for an additional 2 years, 2025 and 2026, with the printing services of the Park District Fun Guide series as illustrated in the bid specifications for the base bid to auction printing of Fond du Lac, Wisconsin for an amount not to exceed $71,464.39.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Bell, second by Larson. Please call the roll.
Bell. Aye. Larson.
Aye.
Tillman.
Aye, motion carries. So that is all we have, but we don't have an executive session today. We don't have any other business to come before the board, so entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting of September 19th at 7:49.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Bell, second by Larson. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Excellent.
4 minutes. Right?
Yeah.
Really stretched for you.